We have on our Love Always Wins shirt. Peeps to Old Navy. Thank you, Old Navy. Hi, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I am Elena. This is Elena in Wonderland. I am here with some more queer recommendations. Today I have 8 books for you. We have 2 nonfiction and 6 are going to be a literary fiction moment. So let's go ahead and start with our nonfiction. And the first book I want to, the first book I want to get to is going to be called All Boys Aren't Blue. I read this last year. It was, I believe, the last book of the year that I read. It is so good. I mean, so stinking good. This is a memoir / manifesto. You have Black queer representation throughout this book. You have conversations about being transgender. You have conversations about being Black and queer. You have conversations about being in school and just being Black, period. You know, this is such an important read because it is talking about things in minority groups that are not spoken about enough. And so this is a very good moment of education with an amazing storyteller. I partially wish that I had read via audiobook. I don't know if George was the narrator, but if he is, I highly recommend it because that would make the story even better. But I just have to show you the back. It says, "Be bold and brave and queer." I love it. I love it. The next nonfiction recommendation is Girls Can Kiss Now. This is a collection of essays about someone discovering her sexuality. So she is like closeted, you know, not really thinking anything about her sexuality or anything like that. But then, you know, the media is changing, pop culture. There's a time when certain songs start popping up in her life. Then Orange is the New Black comes out on Netflix. And there's just these moments of self-discovery and realization of your sexuality. I have wanted to read this since I saw it on a pre-order list, but I didn't get it until recently. Like, I want to say like less than 6 months ago. So I need to read this, but it sounds amazing. I cannot wait to read it. It's got raw truth, intoxicating storytelling. Definitely highly recommend these 2 nonfiction books. Hi, so this is Editing Elena. I actually forgot another nonfiction book that I wanted to add to the video. Obviously, I have to do Page Boy. Elliot Page, come on. Okay, this memoir, I hear that he also narrates the audiobook, which I really want to listen to because I love Elliot so much. And this book definitely touches on their experience in Hollywood, coming out as a trans man, everything from like working in Juno as Juno all the way up into Umbrella Academy and how Hollywood has treated him. Really excited to get to this book. Again, don't know how I forgot to add this, but don't forget to pick this up. Okay. A moment for a little life. Just a moment. All right. This is the first book in our literary fiction collection that I'm going to be recommending to you. This is a big one. This is a chunky boy. I have heard so many things about this book and that it's going to make me sob my eyes out religiously. And if that's what you're looking for, then I suggest you read this book. Okay, so it's about 4 college students. It goes on the timeline of their life, basically. You're getting, relationships, you're getting friendships, you're getting representation about a man named Jude. He has a bunch of childhood trauma. This book is going to be very, very hard for me. I already know it. I did start it. My friend and I, Amber, my friend, we decided to buddy read this month for June, and it's going to be a very cathartic read for me. And honestly, I will probably do a whole vlog just about A Little Life, because I just know. So if you're looking for something that feels real, feels raw, and something that you can relate to on a queer aspect of queer life and representation in general, on what the truth, can hold in certain people's lives, and you want a good cry, A Little Life. Last night at the Telegraph Club, there's a little couple. This book I haven't read yet, but it's been on my shelf for a couple years now. So this is about Telegraph Club. It is the one club. It's the last, no, not the last. It's the only lesbian bar in San Fran. This is during a time in the 50s where being gay is completely unacceptable, especially being Asian. You're already having so much racism, and you're dealing with a lot of hate already, that the fact that you are a lesbian, you're basically like asking for more harm. It's a love story. It does have a happy ending, but it's going to be emotional, and it's going to be tumultuous with the lines of events that happen between these two women. It sounds, first off, amazing. But this little quote on the front, it says, "This book is for anyone who has ever loved in any sense of the word." And I really like that. This book I have is one that you recently saw. It is called Tipping the Velvet. And I talked about it a little bit already on a book haul video. So this has like a little bit of drag representation, but in like circus era days, trapeze artists. You have queer representation, falling in love in a time where all you have is each other. You don't have anyone else. You don't fit in anywhere else. You only have each other to depend on. So obviously we have like a lot of codependency, but they begin to have an affair with each other, and just like they fall in love and unintentionally. That's all you had to know, because that's all I know. The next book is a YA book, and you may have seen it already, but it's called Friday, I'm in Love. This follows a bisexual character. She is a character of color, and so she really wanted like this big Sweet 16. She didn't really get a big Sweet 16 party, so now she's thinking maybe I should just have a coming out party. And along the journey, she is like planning this party, and then stuff is going on in school. Her plate's getting overfull. She's kind of getting overwhelmed, and it's just overall a fun time. Looking forward to it, because it's like, is she going to be able to achieve all these things that she's wanting to achieve in so little time? We have no idea. And the only way to find out is to read the book. And obviously I will be reading the book. I got this for a blind date with a book, and I think that was a great, what is it called? A great choice. This is You Exist Too Much. You recently just saw this in a book haul video. This is about a bisexual woman who comes out to her mom and struggling with the religious trauma of not being accepted by your parents, and also trying to still, honor yourself and your relationship. So this is going to be a very interesting read for me. I definitely have a lot of trauma with religion and being accepted with my sexuality. So this is going to hit hard and it's going to hit home. So I know this in a little life, I will be crying a lot. And so maybe the month of June is just to be cathartic reads and to sob my eyes out. You know, sometimes that's just what we got to do. This is another one of those books. Heavy on the trigger warnings. Same with A Little Life. Heavy on the trigger warnings. The last book I want to mention is another book by Melinda Lowe, and that is A Scatter of Light. You have bisexual representation in here. Another identity, self-identity book, coming of age novel, friendship, possibly turning into romance. This is college-aged characters, and genuinely, I just loved the color, and this is the companion novel to The Last Telegraph Club, The Last Night at the Telegraph Club. Sorry, I could not. I literally just said that, and I couldn't think of it that fast. So they have a graduation party. Everything goes wrong, and that's why she goes to her grandma's house. So the graduation party went wrong, and her parents exiled her. So sorry, I keep moving this. Her parents exiled her to her grandma's house, and as kind of like a punishment, I'm assuming. But in the end of things, I think that the main character is going to be on a self-discovery journey and also fall in love. So, most of these books by Melinda Lowe have a happily ever after. So, I will probably be reading these books in between my cathartic reads so I can cry and then have a happy ever after. Okay, we call it balance here. Balance. So those are the books that I have for our nonfiction and literary fiction recommendations. I hope to see you all on our future video coming out next week. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.